What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Comeback Couples podcast. I'm your host, Mark Jennison, with
Kendra Jennison.
And it is Friday, which is not our day that we normally, it's not our day we normally do this.
It's not.
But we like to do consistency. I like to do consistency. So I know you got to go get the kids here pretty soon. So we'll keep this one quick. But I'll tell you what, I didn't have a topic today, which is par for the course, but I am just fucking angry today. Could you tell? I'm smiling, right?
Well, I wouldn't have been able to tell if you didn't call me 4 times and also text me about how angry you were.
It's not even, I'm actually not even angry. I'm just annoyed, right?
You're working through some things that rightfully so would make anybody angry. I feel like you're completely justified in your anger.
And that's what I'm going to talk about today for people out there, is that got a couple different things that I want to go. Mm-hmm. Don't do shit for people for them. Do it for you. And I know that you don't always like that philosophy from me, because there's so many things that I've done. I paid for my freedom. Right? That's where the anger is coming from. I paid for my freedom. Mm-hmm. And millions of dollars over my life of bondage and chains and pain and struggle from people who were supposedly supposed to love me.
Yeah, and literally paid money.
Yeah, I'm talking cash.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying that for these people.
Cash, dollars, money, the end.
Pay. Mm-hmm.
But the topic what I want to get on topic about is I want to actually turn this into a positive today. So I'm actually using this as like an online journaling session with my wife here. But like the shit that I do, the things that I've done it for me, because I will not allow people to they can say what they want to say, which is none of my fucking business. Mm-hmm. But what they say will always be a lie if I do what I said I'm going to do.
Yeah. You're very big with that principle of, I said I'm going to do it. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do it no matter how messed up the situation is. Then nobody can ever come back and say that I owe them something, I did them wrong. You're very big on that.
We had a guy today, we have about 80 guys on the call, and he jumped on in front of the 80. So before I got on the Ryan's like, we had a technical issue this time for whatever reason. Ryan's like, hey, can you get on here? So I showed on a little bit late, and when I got on, the guy was saying, I will be a comebacker, I will control my drinking or whatever. He was like super adamant about that. My first thing was like, look, if you say you're gonna fucking do it, you just said this in front of 80 people.
Yep.
Now you have to fucking do it. Mm-hmm. And that's like a principle that I live by in my life. And why I think it's so important is because, and maybe there's some deep rooted shit inside of there, right? Like I don't, and you can kind of like be my counselor. I don't care what people think about me.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
But I always try to portray what I want them to think.
Yeah.
It's almost like and it comes from, I think, a place where like there's so much anger and rage. And the one thing I've been able to do better than all the people that I've ever been surrounded with, like in my family and things like that, is fucking produce money. And as much as they've taken, it's also a place I know they can never get. So there's this fucking immense amount of power in knowing that I can outproduce anybody at any time. So I want to get your feedback on, like, how does that make you feel sometimes when I do that?
Yeah, so we think differently when it comes to that. I think I love, it's my favorite thing about you, hands down, that you are a man of your word and that you do exactly what you say you're going to do. I love that about you, except for when people take advantage of you, when it's blatantly obvious that people are trying to turn the table, manipulate try to manipulate you and turn the table on you, because there has been many, many times and this is just in our 6 years that we've been together, has been, you said something, you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And people have used that against you.
Multiple times, actually.
And that pisses me off. And I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, hey, you said that, but fuck those people. Like, they're blatantly trying to get over on you, deliberately doing this. And I mean, I'm kind of like a eye for an eye type of human, and you're a lot more mature, maybe even than me in that sense, because I'm like, no, fuck them. People know exactly what they're doing. People know exactly what they're doing. Keep your money in your pocket. Let them fucking suffer. Like, let them do it, you know? Let them deal with what they got to deal with and go about your way, Mark. Like, you don't have to make this right.
Yeah, it always...
But you always do. And so I'm very proud of you for that, but it also
gets frustrating.
Yeah, it should be. And it should be because... And that's another thing about being a man of such integrity sometimes too, is you say, you do what you say you're going to do. And if you were to back out of a situation or back out of a deal or take back and be like, you know what, new information has presented itself and I'm not going to do that now because X, Y, and Z, people would use that against you. They'd be like, well, then you're not a man of your word and you're a fucking liar. And I'm like, you are so fucking sleazy for going there, because I hate it when people do that. You know, just try to.
When we cut the team, right? Mm-hmm. And I downsized back. Verducci and I were having a conversation, right? So he got blown up. He came back to work. He's crushed it. So all the people out there that are listening to us that are hating it, Dave is fucking killing it this week. So, or this month, he's doing great. So Dave, proud of you. But he got attacked. Mm-hmm. Or I got attacked through victims, and him and I we talked for like 2 hours one day just about this shit. And people are like, oh, it looks like he doesn't really fucking understand legacy and loyalty like he says he does. Blah, right?
Never mind the gajillion things that you've done correctly and were a man of your word about, you know, and then heaven forbid that you decide to make one choice that doesn't benefit somebody. And now all of a sudden they jump on the victim train of fuck Mark, fuck him, and all these things. I'm like, man, you guys are unreal. People can be so unreal when it comes to that.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? And I get it. This is the kingdom that I've created, so I understand that it comes with an immense amount of weight and pressure that most people won't know. One of the things I want to share right now, actually I'm going to pause there, but you probably won't like this idea. I'm such a man of my word. And I also live by that stop fucking lying. And there's nothing I won't tell the world there's nothing that people could say about me that I won't tell the world.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got some guy on the BBB, Better Business Bureau, that's Amber's fighting. He responded back to some other shit saying that I tried to charge him $1 million. Like, it's some fucking, some story. And I'm like, you know what, man? Like, Amber, we're talking today about the new response. I'm like, here's what I want you to do. You could text her out this. You guys probably won't do it, but I'm like, I want to write back that I will not take money from fucking pussies. As a matter of fact, for his refund for $5,000, I'm going to pay him an additional $5,000. I'm going to pay him $10,000 to tell him to go buy all of his fucking pussy friends drinks. That's how much I don't fucking, like, I want to win when it comes to my integrity.
Yeah.
We had a guy that left the program this week. Mm-hmm. I might as well start going off. But we had a guy left the program this week, and it fucking pissed me off.
Yeah. Because
we didn't do what we said we we're going to do.
Yep.
I don't give refunds. That's when he comes in.
Yep.
You get the choice to commit and to do it, which is why I have a 97% success rate.
Yep.
But this guy did every fucking thing right, and we let him down.
We dropped the ball, yeah.
We dropped the ball. So I went to rectify the fucking situation. And then after cool, we'll refund you or whatever. I think it was a half refund because he did get something out of it in the first part, and like they came to an agreement. But I want him to come back through the fucking program, but he didn't want nothing to do with me, and that fucking hurt me.
Yeah.
Not the money, fuck the money.
Yeah.
It's for what I stand for. Mm-hmm. That is fucking what, like, the integrity, the self-respect, shit that, like, it means way more to me than money.
Yeah, I know that it does too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just thinking about it.
No, I know that of you, and like when you said it's heavy head that wears the crown is a very accurate.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
And that is a very accurate depiction of this lifestyle that you choose to live. And yeah.
But, you know, I told you, I said, I bought my freedom, right?
Yeah.
And I've been buying it for fucking years. It's not just one singular event. I've been buying literally when the time when my company was falling apart, I would pay my dad $100 to get the fuck away from me. Yeah. Like, I've been it's a pattern and a cycle that I created. I just pay and fucking pay and just fucking pay to get away from me. And then I was just calling you I'm like, well, I made a choice and a decision to clear myself up. And then I'm looking out at the ocean or the lake. I don't live on the ocean yet. Well, I guess we kind of do, but I'm looking out at the lake and looking at it. I'm like, bro, like, this is on you now. Like everything from here is on you. And there's a real calm feeling that comes with that thing. I wanted to share this though too, and I know you'll chime in on this. For many of the men or women out there that are listening to this thing, like you're never going to be judged. If you continue to hang with fucking losers, you probably saw my post, but if you continue to hang with losers, you will forever be judged by who you were, not who you're becoming by those losers.
Yep.
That is how the freedom gets taken. And it's hard for people to let go of certain people in their network. Was for me. It's hard. I mean, just yesterday in this bullshit text back and forth with Phoenix's mom, right? Like bringing up tax shit, back shit from me from 8, 9, 10 years ago. Like my life's good. I got nothing to fucking hide. But you're going to try to judge me on who we were. How do you feel about that when people do that to me or when they do that to me?
I laugh because they have zero idea of who you really are now. If they want to hold on to the old crazy shit-faced drugged up Mark.
What about that picture? I pissed my pants. You like that one, didn't you?
I don't like that, but it doesn't bother me not one bit. I don't know those people, hardly ever anybody that brings up any stories about the old you. I don't surround myself with those types of individuals that find fun activities in doing that stuff. It's not for me. And yeah, those people don't know you. They think they do. And to try and like keep you under their thumb, they like to bring up the old you. And it's just, it's literally day and night difference. And so it's just laughable, really. I don't even really give it a second thought.
When you first started dating me, did you think it was true?
Yeah, I did. I definitely know that there's always two sides to every story. And so I went into everything, like I told you when we had first started dating, and people would be like, oh my God, Mark Jennison, you're dating Mark and you got to be careful. And, I definitely know that people's perception is their reality. So maybe for some of the people that had anything to say, maybe that was their reality. And I know that's
there's for sure some things are.
I know it's like a really twisted way because there is the truth and then there's but that could be their truth, like the shit that they were saying about you and whatever. However, I just always went off of how you treated me, and you never let me down. Like I was like, I don't know that, Mark. I don't know if that happened to you. That's your story. Mine is completely different. Like this guy that I know now is quite literally nothing like that. And if you ever would have shown me bouts or pieces of like the old you, or if you had any, well, you never did. And so I was like, yeah, this is working out really great for me. I get treated like a princess and he's obsessed with me and we're in love. And so I'm definitely staying.
and we have fun.
And we have so much fun.
We go and we have fun and like we just get to laugh, and which is my question now as we wrap this thing up, just because I just wanted to fucking talk and do this just to do another one. But what are we going to do with all this freedom? What's
really exciting is it's freedom and it's finally a peace.
Do you think it'll make our relationship better?
Mm-hmm. A peace, I mean like PEACE, like peaceful.
Yeah.
A peace that you have been missing undoubtedly for you never got to live your life in a peaceful state where you don't have to stress or worry about certain things or certain individuals or paying people because, and it's going to be really awesome to just flow through life together while still building, of course, and watching you thrive because of it, because I know that you will.
I think for me, I got to be conscious though of like, I know where this leads after I let go of shit, to a place of just like, why did you fuck up? Why so long? Like, you know what's coming. Like, what the fuck were you actually thinking?
You definitely work through your guilt, and you definitely work through your anger, and like,
I don't allow it to get to guilt, because it goes from like realizing to just
understanding to anger.
Yeah. Like there's just like anger, yeah. Right? Like, yeah. What the fuck? And then start questioning though, like why? Like I told you today, the miles and miles and miles I've been walking inside of the field this summer so far, and it's not even summer yet. I've just been like asking myself, like, how did you even allow yourself to, like, you're such a fucking pussy?
Sure. I just think it's important for people to realize, like, no matter who, and this is just our instance, you know, like our way to freedom is a big deal for us is keeping the right individuals in our corner, the right people around us. And I tell you all the time, like when we have conversations, that people know exactly what they're doing. People like to play dumb. People like to, you know, even if they're not the smartest human being in the planet, people know exactly what the fuck they're doing. And so it would always drive me nuts when you would like allow, in a sense, people to stick around or people to because of you are a man of your word. And I was like, no, fuck that, Mark. Like, people know exactly what they're doing. They know that they can get this from you. And, you know, but just be really, for anybody out there, like, evaluate your circle over and over and over again. And you will get to a place when it feels peaceful and it feels right. And that's when it's right. And if you don't feel that, you got some work to do.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the energies, like with all the people that you come across. Me right now that's around me, like they're all in the right place.
I agree.
So my thing with the freedom is I'm just going to do something big. I'm going to write this book.
You are.
I'm going to continue to build the Comeback Council. We've got the Comeback program launching. We're going to do these apps. We're going to do some more events and experiences. We're going to have a massive fucking party for the guys at the Comeback. We're going to build a new house and just going to continue to build. Just build.
Literally, we're going to build.
We're going to build.
Yeah.
Just build our life. So I don't really have, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick one. Do you have anything else you want to add today?
No, I think it's important for people to hear that. Even as a continuous, you know, assessment of what's going on in your life and who's around in your life and what can I do better. And I know I need to make changes, but I'm not really making them. And just to continuously do that, because there's levels to life and
there's changes.
We'll have to do such. Yeah.
This is probably a great point before we go. Like people, some of the changes I'm making now, I've known I had to make for fucking
at least 4 years.
Longer than 4 years.
Yeah.
Like longer than 4 years.
Yeah.
And even like somebody who's thinking about stopping drinking, man or woman, or getting out of that shitty relationship, like they just hang on. We just had a conversation, Brian and Kevin, and we were talking about, or I was trying to say, like, what makes somebody hang on to the thought and idea of a relationship when it's so fractured and broken? Like, what keeps them coming back, you know? Like, there's so many loveless, sexless relationships out there.
Yep.
But they're fighting so hard to be together. But why? Like, I was trying to come up with an answer for these guys, and I'm like, I don't get that. And maybe I just don't get that.
I think it's a very loaded. There's like multiple, but I genuinely think.
I think it comes down to you don't want to lose.
I was just gonna say, I think it's yeah. More times than not, the one person doesn't want to be a bad guy or doesn't want to be the person that gets looked at for ending the relationship, for ending 14 years of marriage and ending it with, you know, we have 4 kids and a family that we raise. It's like, listen.
Or they're so fucking worried about what people think.
Or so worried about what people think is another one. Like,
so you put a smile.
Go live your life and go be happy and quit worrying about it.
Put a smile on your face.
Like, imagine you live your rest of your life miserable, sexless, loveless, unhappy.
No fun.
Or no fun.
Separate bedrooms,
toxic, like just that you choose to live your life that way, or you end it now. You go through the turmoil of having to deal with it and you find somebody, or you're happy on your own, and the rest of your life you could be like undeniably happy, successful.
I think that's a key thing. You've got to be happy on your own before you can be happy anywhere.
Huge.
Even in a relationship, even if you're somebody who's like been through a hard time and it was really good and then it fell apart, like maybe you want to get happy before you get it together. But yeah, it's the same shit. Any type of darkness, right? Drug addiction, alcohol,
food,
fucking relationship, pornography, technology. Like, well, why do you, it takes a long time to make a decision for so many people, and myself included. And mine's not even in those things. Yeah. Mine's just like life. So I think that's
you tell yourself.
One of the things I've been writing in my journal, which I don't have in front of me right now, is like, take action, move fast, take risks. It's fun. Those are the things I've been writing down right now in my life. Those are like the mindsets that I want. We were watching that movie Air the other night, and he's like, I built this. Yeah, fuck it. Right. That was his response. I did the same shit here.
I literally love that.
When I start trying to put these cages on us, I'm like, and then I start slowing down to make decisions, which gets me in trouble or helps me sometimes. But anyways, I could go on a different conversation. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to tell the world I love you before I leave.
and I love you.
All right. That's it for today's episode or this week's episode of the Comeback Couples podcast. See you next week.